Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the JRPG Weekly update. Today, we're going to be doing things a little bit different. I'm going to forego the usual format because we just came off of E3 of 2019, and I don't know if you guys know this, but there were over 35 RPGs and RPG adjacent games present at E3 this year. Not all of them were new announcements, but a lot of them had new trailers, a lot of them had new release dates and everything updated, and some localization announcements. Some things that just came out of the blue and blew me away. You probably saw that last week. And there is just so much that happened that I think it would be a better use of our time to just kind of go over things a little bit differently. So I hope you don't mind. Also, quick announcement for the channel or for the JRPG Weekly update, I've actually opened up a call-in line. So if you have questions or if you're hyped about a game, you just want to call and leave a message talking about this awesome thing, you can call this number over here and it'll go just straight to voicemail. And if it gets chosen, I'll play it during the video, during the next JRPG Weekly update, and you can be a part of the show. I just thought that this might be a cool thing, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free. Let's get on with some of these trailers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show a snippet of some of these trailers. I'm going to talk a little bit about my thoughts on the trailers that we're looking at, what was talked about at E3, the systems that they're coming to, the expected release dates, and hopefully by the end of this, we'll be mostly caught up. There are 38 games, so if I only show like 20 seconds of each game, it's not because I'm not excited for them, just trying to keep things to a relatively good pace. You know, I don't want to take up all of your day. At the tail end of Nintendo's press conference, they revealed this Breath of the Wild sequel that is currently in development, and it just has blown my mind that they're already working on this. Technically, it's not an RPG, but it's close enough that I felt like it really just needed to be mentioned in this video. Man, nothing is really known about it, but God, does this look good. Also, we already knew about Cadence of Hyrule, but at E3 they revealed that the game is actually already out. So this is obviously if you haven't already heard of it, it's like a successor to Crypt of the Necrodancer with some exclusive Zelda-themed stuff. You know, you play as Zelda and Link, and it looks beautiful, really. Though this isn't a series that I've really explored much myself. Now, the Secret of Mana collection, or the collection of mana, this was super surprising and extremely exciting. Of course, I talked a little bit about it already on, you know, the limit-breaking news video, but I still can't express how excited I am for this. There will be a physical version coming out toward the end of July, so until then, I'm kind of holding off, but there is a digital version already available right now. This is one that I actually haven't seen very much of or heard much about, Chris Tales, but it looks very heavily inspired by classic turn-based RPGs and has some pretty interesting stuff going on to it.
And act in the present. You can rewrite the future.
And that's also coming to Switch. Cyberpunk 2077. I have just been so excited for this. There's already been a lot of gameplay shown, but they did show this off at the Microsoft conference, and I haven't been following it too closely, but what they did show here was just phenomenal. Of course, there was the Keanu cameo, which just, God, it makes me so happy. And Disgaea 4 Complete Plus is coming to Switch. Now, I'm not really sure what the plus means, but if Disgaea 5 Complete was any indication, the plus probably means that the Switch is getting content that's being cut from the PC version of Disgaea 4 Complete. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is a game that I've been watching in the develop for quite some time now. I've seen Wood from Beat 'em Ups is super excited for this. He was a huge fan of the original Dragon Quest Builders, and this is something that has really intrigued me for a while as well. It's got a lot of Minecrafty elements, a lot of voxel-based world stuff going on here, and I think that's super interesting. And of course, Dragon Quest XI-S, we already knew a lot that this was already coming, but now we have an official release date of September 27th, 2019, coming to Nintendo Switch. And they also revealed that they're going to have the ability to revisit old worlds from the older Dragon Quest games, which is just mind-blowing. I can't wait to see it. Elden Ring is a game that I know next to nothing about. It features some storytelling elements from George R.R. Martin. A lot of the people from the Souls games are working on this, so I'm expecting it to basically be, I don't know, Game of Souls or something. We'll see. I was never really much of a fan of this game, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but hey, the remaster is going to feature online multiplayer, which will be a big step up because I didn't have any friends to play with when it was originally released on GameCube, so maybe I'll enjoy it more this time around.
These are the Crystal Chronicles.
If we had no crystals, miasma would consume us all, correct?
Never did I imagine that it could be so bright.
And of course, Final Fantasy VII Remake was heavily featured at Square Enix's conference, and the gameplay that they showed off it was just so dripping with polish. The stuff that they showed off with Tifa was amazing. I really like the newly introduced ATB system as well. I'm looking forward to playing this now. I am fully on board. The first game is actually supposed to have 2 discs to it. And of course, the big other news there was the stealth drop. Well, not stealth drop, but suddenly they're announcing Final Fantasy VIII Remaster. They finally found the source code or something, and have been able to put it on Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. No idea when it's going to happen yet, but we'll keep our eyes peeled.
Like a class reunion?
Fire Emblem 3 Houses, more trailers for this. Of course I'm excited. Fire Emblem 3 Houses looks amazing. The presentation on this thing, the polish, just looks like it's on another level, really.
Kill every last one of them.
And we also got the release date of July 26th, so, you know, just over a month from now. Super exciting. Grandia 1. This isn't the trailer, but it's a little bit of gameplay. And if you can see this, it's got that really smoothed over look to the sprites, which I'm not a fan of. I really hope that that everybody here, if you're dissatisfied with this, reach out to Gung Ho to let them know that this needs to be changed before release, or at least maybe give us an option to turn it off. So I don't really know very much about Griftlands, but it was recommended, it was thrown out there as something that I might be interested in. I don't know, based on the trailer, but we'll see. Card-based battles were never really my thing. And then we got the news that Ni no Kuni is getting a remaster and it's coming to PlayStation 4 and PC. It's coming out on September 20th, 2019, and it looks really good, obviously. It's Ni no Kuni.
amazing.
And then, following that, we also got the announcement that Ni no Kuni is getting the non-remastered version ported over to Nintendo Switch. So whether you've got a PlayStation 4 or a Nintendo Switch, if you've missed out on Ni no Kuni, the original, this is your chance to catch up with the series I hear so many good things about. Level 5, maintaining, just continuing to make amazing games.
It's you two. And offer up prayers for the next.
Oninaki looks really good so far. It's getting a release date August 22nd of this year. It's coming to Nintendo Switch. It's Tokyo RPG Factory. And the gameplay that they've shown in this really gives me hope that it's like a return to form for the older style of top-down RPGs, but we'll see.
Don't you think she's acting strange?
Thanks for taking my counseling into consideration.
Persona 5 Royal looks great.
I've been getting this feeling like someone's watching me.
It looks like it's going to be more Persona 5, which is all I ever wanted of Persona 5. I just want more of what they've already done.
I would think you'd want to steer clear of situations like
And it's
this.
coming in October 31st, Halloween this year.
If you don't show results. We should be able to prevent the worst case scenario if we keep up our efforts.
And then, Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming to the West. It was announced at the Xbox E3 presentation, but it is actually coming to, quote, all platforms. So if you were dismayed by the fact that it was presented at Microsoft's E3, well, take heart, because you too can play this without buying an Xbox.
Location of your new adventure. And some
Yeah, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. They already had most of this presented before E3, and I think we even talked about it a little bit during the last JRPG Weekly update, but I figured I may as well throw this in there for the recap. They've given control of the player's camera to the player, and that makes me really happy. And it even has some like open world elements to it that I'm looking forward to checking out.
to use the device as a game controller.
Now, this was another one from the Xbox conference, the RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. It's an interesting style, but I'm not super looking forward to trying it out yet, to be completely honest. It looks kind of like it's inspired by Paper Mario, and I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's the long and short of it. Now this looked like kind of a neat side-scrolling action RPG, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. It's coming out sometime this year for PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like Ganbare Goemon, just based on what I'm seeing here.
It never ends. My back is soreness incarnate.
And of course, Shenmue 3. Unfortunately, it was delayed from the end of August to the middle of November here, November 19th, 2019. But everything I've seen so far gives me hope. This looks so... It looks like Shenmue. And that's the best compliment I could really give to this game. Now, Tales of Arise. This is a gorgeous looking game. Not sure when it's coming out yet. Coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And it's being used on the Unreal Engine. And it's really doing the game a lot of favors. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. And the Dark Crystal Tactics game. That's not the actual name of it, but man, this looks kind of neat. I'm a huge fan of the Dark Crystal movie that came out back in like the 80s or early 90s. I'm not sure where or when, but this trailer has definitely sparked an interest in me for that game that I didn't know I had.
Darkness spreads, but from this dark
And then, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. Elder Scrolls Blades. I mean, I've heard that it's full of microtransactions and stuff, but it sort of belongs in here, I guess. You know, I think this would be more interesting to me if they used these motion controls with like a VR interface, but I don't have anything to play VR with, so oh well. The Last Remnant. Now this was a stealth drop at the Switch event. Or the Switch Direct. I remember The Last Remnant was taken off Steam for a little while and replaced with The Last Remnant HD. And now, looks like that version of it is being ported over to Nintendo Switch, and it looks really good. I don't know too many people who are asking for this, but I was happy. Now, Link's Awakening, this remake, we already knew a lot about it. We've seen a lot of gameplay of this now after the Treehouse conference. I'm definitely going to play this. At some point, I might actually have to start reviewing Zelda games. If that's something that interests you, let me know. Now, The Outer Worlds. After having just finished my playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, this is calling to me. October 25th this year. October is going to be a busy month for me, I think.
We owe to them.
Coming to Xbox One, PC, PS4.
They are always with us.
You know, it's a game being made by Obsidian, the people who made Fallout 1, 2, and Fallout New Vegas. And then we got The Witcher 3 coming to Nintendo Switch. I had heard the rumors. I didn't believe them, but I had heard them. Well, gosh, there it is on Nintendo Switch. I did not expect it to look this good. And then, in the same breath that they were showing off the collection of mana, they showed this thing off. Trials of Mana Remake. This is Seiken Densetsu 3, and it looks gorgeous. It looks like they're doing a better job on this than the Secret of Mana Remake. They show off, they give you some camera controls here, it looks like, and it looks even better. It just looks so good. And then Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 also got a new trailer. It's coming out sometime in 2020 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
But truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year. So you probably figured out that you need to drink blood. You can't just do whatever you want. Cities are carved up by political factions. Never tell anyone about what you are. See, vampires are extremely territorial.
Now, the Wasteland 3, this also is a pretty cool trailer. If you're a fan of the older Fallout titles or original Wasteland, you owe it to yourself to check out this game series. They're also, I hear, remaking or remastering Wasteland 1 here pretty soon, but I couldn't find a trailer for that. And then, of course, Ys 9 Months from Nox got a new trailer at E3 this year as well. It's going to be coming out in September of this year. And I'm not sure if that's the Japanese release date. I think that's the Japanese release date. But September 26, 2019 on PlayStation 4. It still, in my opinion, looks kind of like a Wii title, but otherwise, it looks gorgeous. Or a Switch title, rather. So those were all the games in alphabetical order, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the JRPG Weekly Update. I figured this would just be the quickest way to get through all of these games, so I hope you are okay with this for a one-off. We'll be back to a normal sort of style video next time, but until then, take care everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all next time. I am SuperDerek, and this has all been news to me.